No. You know my problem with the one bowl is that there was one. There's so many humans and just one random bowl. Why is there one? Give two, or give like a bowl and I don't know, a unicorn. Why is there one bowl? And why am I angry over a bowl when this movie was bad for so many other reasons?
Devil's advocate, maybe it's supposed to be like a minotaur, magic.
No, it was symbolism for how bullshit this movie was. I'm on fire, baby. Give me more of this. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about today, Richie.
Quite a bit.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. One of those movies is massive. One's lesser known. One of them we liked much better.
Despite our disagreements on Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think we actually overall agree on both of these movies.
We do.
In their ranking between each other.
We do. Yeah. And let's just get straight into it. And I'm going to say this, and I will maintain this throughout the video in my life. Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of my favorite films of all time. And I might cry at some point during this podcast reminiscing about some scenes in there, the humor, the deep messages, the emotion, so much to talk about there. But let's do the first thing and get rid of the more salient topic.
Well, hey, what's your rating for the movie?
Want to get right into rating?
We'll get right into the rating.
Don't mind if I do. All right. My overall rating for Everything Everywhere All at Once is a 9.75 out of 10.
All right.
It is spectacular. What is your rating?
My rating is a 7.7. A very good movie.
What are your specific category by category ratings? You know what?
I mean,
imagine one of your favorite movies out there. Just imagine your favorite movie. Blues Brothers is your favorite movie.
Oh, I mean, that's not my favorite. It's the best.
Okay.
The objective best movie of all time.
We'll both agree Lord of the Rings is all-time GOAT.
It is a GOAT. However, Blues Brothers transcends the genre of cinema. It is a touch above the rest.
So you'll stamp it right here. Blues Brothers is better than Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, 100%.
All right, give your specific
100%.
category ratings, you bastards.
Emotional impact, a 7. Characters, an 8. Plot, 8.5. And dialogue, a 6. And cinematography, a 9.
Okay. Mine is emotional impact, a 10 out of 10. Characters, 9.75. Plot, a 10 out of 10. Dialogue, a 9, and cinematography, a 10 out of 10. And our whole point in this review, we're going to compare these movies a little bit because they're both multiverse movies.
And they came out fairly close to each other.
Within a month or so of each other. Doctor Strange came out in May. Everything Everywhere Once, I believe, came out in April, at least we're from here. And maybe it came out earlier in other countries. So that's our overall rating for Everything Everywhere Once. Now, what's your rating for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
A 3.6.
Oh, Lord. You hated it more than me, apparently.
Wait, really?
I gave it a very strong 3.7. I gave it a 3.7 out of 10. You gave it a 3.6 out of 10.
Yeah.
We're losing so many. Like this is going to go on TikTok and everywhere. They're going to hate it. We're going to get roasted again.
Well, the thing is, finally, I'm now going to get roasted alongside you. Most of the time, you're the one getting roasted with your hot takes.
I look like a terrible person. Every past movie we've rated, I've rated like a 3. I had rated The Northman a 3. I'm rating this one a 3.7. I don't look so hot right now.
But I'm joining you.
I have you with me in here to...
Oh, yeah. I'm arm in arm. I'm right next to you on this one.
What's your specific rating by rating category for Doctor Strange?
My emotional impact of a 3. Characters a 2, plot 3, dialogue 4, and cinematography a 6.
Similar to mine. Emotional impact 4.5, characters 1.25, plot 1.5, dialogue 2.25, and cinematography. This is where we disagree a bit. I gave cinematography a very good, excellent 9, which we'll get into. But that's our overall rating. Doctor Strange, we both clearly disliked.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, I absolutely am in love with it. You liked it.
I liked it a lot, actually. It was good.
Now let's talk about the obvious first subject is the multiverse in each of these movies. What does Doctor Strange do what we think is wrong, or maybe does some things right to you, versus Everything Everywhere All at Once?
For a multiverse movie, it felt very uninspired and boring. Like, you could do anything. It's multiverse. And yet, somehow it just felt dull. Which, a multiverse story shouldn't feel dull. Yet this one did.
A multiverse story in the Marvel Universe done right is honestly Spider-Man No Way Home.
Or, not really Marvel, but Spider-Verse.
Oh, Spider-Verse is the second best multiverse movie of all time.
Arguably, it's either the first or second best Spider-Man movie.
Oh.
Arguably.
Are you saying Spider-Man 2 is your favorite?
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is I'm not sure. It's number one slot is either Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Verse.
Gotcha.
Not sure.
I hate that us agreeing might not be as enjoyable for people because it's like, oh, these two guys just going back and forth, nodding their heads. But I totally agree. It was very uninspired. Yeah. And that they could have done in a movie where the limits were literally endless with their budget and what they could have done. It felt like they were shoving in too much at once to show off all of their different IPs and contracts they have. Oh, here's our Fantastic Four. Richard Reed's, is it, right?
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. And here's Professor X. And also, here's a different Captain Marvel. And here's Black Bolt. And here's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. Let's show off all the things we have and just give them a little bit of sprinkles. And then, boom, the audience will love it. Which neither of us connected in any way. And not just to those characters, but the main character, America.
There weren't any characters that I liked, and I've been loving Wong's character through all the other Marvel movies. I really liked his character. He's just fun. He's a fun side character. Boring as hell in this movie, which that's sad.
The script is very bad in this movie, which I'm gonna give a quick. Can I give a quick grievances to you? I'm gonna go off just for a minute on you. Here's all the things I hated, despised about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. These are just some of the things that I can think of. Wanda threatens Wong with 4 no-names. Wong gives the location of the Darkhold. Wong later says to sacrifice America to Doctor Strange for the good of the multiverse. But he wasn't willing to sacrifice those 4 randos earlier. So just completely inconsistent. Then we have America trust Doctor Strange after Doctor Strange in the other multiverse tries to kill her and betrays her in the end, which they try to write it off real quick, doesn't work. We have Christine in the 828 universe, whichever universe we see her in where she's the scientist. She trusts Doctor Strange after Doctor Strange in her multiverse killed trillions. And why does she trust Doctor Strange? Because America, who she just met, says she trusts Doctor Strange. So then Christine trusts him. Then we have Doctor Strange says to America at the end, just believe in yourself. True. And then America just says, yeah, true, got you. Then believes in herself. This comes off so corny. I'm not done. Then we have a waste of Patrick Stewart. He could have been used in so many different ways. Why is one dude a bull? Why is there a bull? I don't know. Then we have Doctor Strange makes this street vendor hitting himself when it's supposed to come off as humor, when it really comes off as like, dude, just pay the guy. Like, what are you doing? Then we have the memory store scene, all corny. Dialogue, super predictable. America asks Doctor Strange before he teleports back at the end. He's opening things. She's like, wait, Doctor Strange, I'm really glad we went on this journey. The corniest thing I've ever seen. We have Wanda goes to this multiverse where she has to kill her other Wanda for the kids. Why don't you just go to a multiverse where you don't have where your children lost their mother? If it's an infinite multiverse, just go to one where you could be the mother.
Oh yeah, no, you pull a Rick and Morty, like literally go to a multiverse where they just lost their mother, and so you just go and replace the mother. There we go, done.
Solution done. Not to mention, the reason this all happened is because of a goddamn bee, a bumblebee. It's the Bee Movie. Seinfeld is sitting in his chair in excitement over this bee. Not only that, we have Black Bolt, Reed Richards, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, Charles Xavier. All these characters are just shoved into our faces. And at the end, I'm left with like, what's going on here? And not to mention, Black Bolt's death, very cool. But how does Black Bolt's death happen? Reed Richards, that's his name, right? Yeah. Reed Richards, like the smartest dude on the planet, tells Wanda exactly how to stop their biggest weapon on their team is, with his mouth, he'll just whisper and you're dead. I'm actually a genius. What? All right, that's my list of small grievances.
I agree with you with everything except the bull.
Oh, okay. Tell me the bull. Where am I wrong?
I don't know. You're just seeing in more and more of the Marvel universe where there's aliens kind of about and weird mutants, and it's just like, I guess it's just world building of like, this is a part of Earth now. Like there are weird bull creatures. There's aliens around. Like it's just a thing.
Okay.
That's not offensive to me on it. It's like, okay, yeah,
No,
there's
no,
other
no,
weird.
no. You know my problem with the one bull is that there was one. There's
Oh yeah.
there's so many humans and just one random bull. Why is there one? Give two, or give like a bull and I don't know, a unicorn. Why is there one bull? And why am I angry over a bull when this movie was bad for so many other reasons?
I get your point. It is a weird contrast if everyone's a human but that one. But the bull. That's a little weird. Like you would think add another animal in there, like have a bull, and then for some reason like a snake. A wizard snake.
Right.
That'd be kind of
Give
funky.
it a zebra friend. I don't care. Just why is there one weird looking bull? And then
Okay. Devil's advocate, maybe it's supposed to be like a minotaur, magic. and
no, it was
mythology.
symbolism for how bullshit this movie was. I'm on fire, baby. Give me more of this. Let's go.
All right, I can't defend the bull. It just didn't insult me that much. It's like, it's a bull.
It didn't. It's just kind of the symbolism I use for my dislike of the movie.
It's there, and there's not much of a point to it, and it
No.
seems like wasted potential.
No. And after hating on that for so much, how about we just talk for a minute about what we liked about the movie? Go ahead. There's not. Okay, can I start you off?
Even the cinematography. Doctor Strange 1 did it better. And it just was not very, for a Marvel movie, 6 out of 10. Like, some of I loved the zombie Doctor Strange from a distance, but when they got up and close to the face, the makeup and that prosthetic didn't work. Like, it looked real fake. Like, pretty bad. But other than that, like, the rest of it is kind of like uninspired CGI and it was not very fun.
I'll say I gave cinematography a 9. It was my favorite part about the movie, and I'd watch the movie. I won't ever watch the movie again, but I will watch YouTube clips. And the one YouTube clip I'll go to is Zombie Doctor Strange. It's pretty freaking cool.
Here's the thing: you only think it's cool. Like, it's not exactly Zombie Doctor Strange, which is a little cool.
Okay.
What was cool was him getting the dark spirits and making a dark spirit cloak.
Yes, that was cool.
That's the cool part about that.
The cool part was him
neat.
stretching the evil spirits and the demons just flying over. That was cool.
That was cool. That was really cool.
So I liked that, and I did like the directing style from Sam Raimi. He's done horror films in the past.
That's disappointing. This was Sam Raimi.
It was. So it's Sam Raimi, and he does horror really well. What I love, I'll say this: the reason I gave cinematography so high, the horror aspect of Wanda. Now, I didn't like the plots thing of like them standing waiting for her. I remember when they kind of just wait for her to come through and that. But anyways, I like the horror aspect of her really looking like it was straight out of Insidious, and also the way they functioned in the movie. How the camera was tilting and kind of convulsing, and the Wanda scene we see in the other multiverse where her bowls over, and Doctor Strange when he passes out by seeing the new dude who's the Supreme Leader. Or the Met, I don't know all the names. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
But anyways, you see when he drinks the tea and then starts fading out and the screen gets all wonky. So it stays true to the name of Multiverse of Madness. It's a lot of madness, but the script is also a mess.
You want to talk about madness? I think everything, everywhere, all at once does madness way better. Way better.
It's
like as a multiverse story and like consistent multiverse, and there's a reason for the multiverse being a plot element, and it feels far more cohesive. It's focused on the characters instead of this weird wacky stuff. The wacky stuff adds to the characters, but also it's just crazier. It's like wackier. Like it made my brain just like go weird. Like, oh my god, how do you even think of this stuff? Multiverse of Man, like Doctor Strange, it's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, the whole multiverse and like, ooh, this is a universe where food is free. And it's like, most multiverses, you don't have to pay for food. Wink, wink.
Oh,
Like,
Everything Everywhere All at Once was abstract and surreal, crazy, but also grounded and profound. It was crazy and spectacular and like, what am I watching on screen? I'm looking over going, what am I watching? But I'm also stunned in disbelief of the genuine story that comes across and how realized the characters are. And I can't say enough about it. And let's start with this. How did you like the aspect, the mechanics of the multiverse and Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I liked it quite a bit. I think they did just enough. And if it was just about that, and it was just about the plot, maybe there'd be some. But the heart of the story was about a mother and her child. So that's what made it. That's what makes it work.
It's incredible.
So like, I don't have to pay attention to like any potential plot holes or like, that's not really the concern. But no, it's fun. It's a fun multiverse story. It's also just wackier. Like the universe is like a universe where humans have sausages for fingers,
And you watch that and you think it's a gag, which it is.
It is a gag.
But the gag has meaning to the story. Everything has a meaning to the story, which is beautiful. The sausage fingers, the hot dogs for fingers. Turns out that in that world, you're really good with your feet. It goes to show that message of meaning is kind of what you make of it, and this against this pessimistic nihilism, which we'll get into more of the message. But I just love that it's an action, comedy, sci-fi, fantasy, absurd family drama. It just mixes so much. If you want to talk about original scripts in Hollywood, which we're getting sick of, like, okay, give the Fast and Furious 27 and Terminator 8, Matrix 4 now. This is an original script from Hollywood made by the Daniels brothers, who also did that movie. Have you seen it with basically Daniel Radcliffe is a pocket knife? Did you ever see that movie? No. I didn't see it. I'm going to now.
Oh, okay.
But the whole point of it is Daniel Radcliffe is a human pocket knife, and it's absurd. Oh. It's the strangest thing, and I'm definitely going to watch it now. I'm on board with the Daniel brothers.
He definitely does absurdism pretty darn well, but the movie did a lot of things right, and I enjoyed it. However, there's some character aspects and what the message they're going for that I just thought that I maybe disagreed with as the message, but they executed it well. I'll be honest, what really brought down characters in a lot of the movie for me,
and Everything Everywhere All at Once,
is the father.
Oh, I so disagree. Tell me why.
I really don't like him. Like, across...
Waymond? You don't like Waymond?
Yeah, I don't like him.
Okay, tell me.
And it took me a while to like think about it, and the fact that he sees his wife like really suffering and like really just is struggling to just hold everything together. And, his daughter is really distressed and terrible, separating from her mother, and she's clearly not, his wife and his daughter are clearly not happy and are struggling. And he doesn't do anything to, like, help him. Like, before the movie, he shows he's not really, like, working to, like, bring in an income to, like, maybe relieve their financial stress. As an emotional support, he's really not, he's not actually comforting them. He just, like, kind words and then moves on and no one pays attention to him. Like, he doesn't help. He's just like, oh, he's kind. Oh, he smiles. He looks on the bright side of life. It didn't help. And then for the plot convenience of the movie, the wife, the mother, sees, oh, I'm going to be like my husband. My husband's mentality is a cure against nihilism. Basically, she actually, in the plot of the movie, yes, hey, look, he saved the day for the plot of the movie. But I think in any other context, he's a failure as a man, as a husband, as a father, and I don't like him.
Oh my. So obviously a hard disagree when I gave the movie basically a 10. I give it a 9.75 out of 10. I understand your criticism, and that's it's totally
But
subjective with how you view Waymond. But
well, think of it like, what is his solution to like his what like
yeah,
they're about to go into bankruptcy.
yep.
His wife can't do anything, and she's clearly in distress over everything and having a terrible time. And what is his solution? Oh, we need to get I'm gonna give you a divorce because you're not, spending enough time with
Oh,
me.
I
You're
got a
not
lot to
talking
say.
to me enough.
Rich, I got a lot to say.
My God, what a wuss! Like, a wuss out of the situation of
Okay,
like,
I have a lot to say.
no,
Okay.
no, that's
Richie, here's why I absolutely love the father character. It's obviously not your typical male role. It's not typical. It's not like it's not a traditional family in the slightest. Now, here's why Waymond's phenomenal is the slight scene we see with, and this emphasizes his kindness, but the wife says to deal with that, that guy who kind of rubbed up to her, the male in the laundromat, and liked his wife's perfume, that the old dude, you know who I'm talking about?
yeah.
And she said to deal with him as she went up and did something. And basically, his way of dealing with him and solving the situation was dancing with him, like just being kind to the guy. And it did solve the situation for the mother. She didn't even recognize it because she glanced over it. It was like, oh, she didn't even recognize the kindness of his way of thinking and his way of going through life solved the situation rather than her kind of focused more. I don't know what word to use, but the way she was living life before wasn't the way to solve the problem when his way was. Now, the reason he gives the divorce papers, I think, is so profound because it shows you their relationship. Is he doesn't give the divorce papers because they want to split up. He gives the divorce papers because it's the only way she'll actually listen to him and take him seriously. He doesn't want to get divorced. He wants to have the conversation so she looks at him seriously for once. And this is the only way he can get across to her because she's stressed about the taxes and IRS. And there's so much going on with her, she doesn't give enough attention to her husband. And I love how they do that for his character, and the meaning it has to the story is so impactful. This is his story as much as it is her story, as much as it is Joy's story, as much as it is a story for us to learn about why pessimistic nihilism, the answer to that is meaning is what you make of it. It's not even it's not rebuting nihilism. It's just showing a different way of an optimistic way of loving and living life is of all the universes that I could be in right now, I want to be in the one with you. It's just so beautiful to me. And the way that message comes across. And I'm not here to say like, now you have to love the father. I mean, if you don't like him as much, that's totally fine. I just got so much from that. And the story it was trying to tell did it perfectly. And I'm happy.
It's an interesting perspective. I mean, fair enough. I just think the overwhelming kindness, and it felt a little selfish to me on like the divorce and kind of focusing on himself, where I think if he needs to help her in a way, in some way, I don't see him really helping her out of the immediate problems in life. I don't see him contributing in any way or helping his daughter. His daughter isn't like not doing so. He's not taking any kind of role to help her other than being kind. And there's a difference between kind and love. Like, kindness and love are very different things. Kindness is very surface level of, being nice. You're not giving someone what they need. You're just doing what will make them, like, in that moment, happy. Love sometimes is, taking a firm stand. They may not be, it's giving them what they need rather than what exactly they want. Like, if you love someone, you want what's best for them, not just what will make them happy in that moment. And I think his worldview is very much focused on kindness rather than love. And Joy has a problem of like, she doesn't have too much of any kindness. You need a bit of kindness, sure, to get through the day, but the father just goes so much in the extreme that like, it just seems like his family's falling apart and he's not doing anything to help.
His way of helping though solves the plot of the story. It solves the story and it gives the message and the meaning to the story. And your way of seeing that too is how she also saw it, how Evelyn, the mother in the story, she also saw like didn't even regard him as the relationship in the beginning was strained, and she was ignoring him and so focused on other things. And his way of dealing with he talks with the IRS lady and solves the problem when she couldn't. She's confronting the IRS lady, Deidre, or Deidre, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but confronts her about the taxes and is trying to solve the problem on her own in her own way. When the way the problem's solved is he talks to her on the side and uses his method of speaking with her, actually solves the situation for her with his message of kindness and empathy. He tells her like, hey, we're actually going through stuff in our marriage right now. Can you please give us a break? His way of saying that solves the IRS situation, which does help her. So we might go back and forth on this. I just think you might not like the character that as he was portrayed. I just really do, and I can't say enough about him. But let's get to the more fun stuff too. Like how freaking cool! How cool is that rock scene? I love it.
I think it is my favorite to see for people watching this. Yeah. Of all the universes, the two people travel to a universe where there is no living life, so they're just rocks.
It's so great.
So sentient rocks.
I never thought I'd cry during a scene with two rocks moving. Now, first off, it's hilarious when it's first shown of the text going back and forth like haha, and it's portraying that message of nihilism. It's so quiet, you do feel the way that the story is told to you on screen makes you feel like everything is meaningless. It's just this endless, lifeless, the rocks talking back and forth with text, and look, we're out in nothingness, nothing matters. And then for that to come into the end of the story where she turns and with the googly eyes, and she's like, and Joy goes to the mother like, how are you moving? That's not even possible. We're rocks. She's like, or what did she say? Like, everything's possible, or whatever it is, and then starts chasing her, and it's so emotional. And there's so much to say, and we don't even have enough time to say it. But the fact that the end of the movie is the Alpha verse who wants Joy to die, and also Joy who wants to kill herself against Evelyn, both of the groups that we learned about throughout this entire movie are against Evelyn, and her way of getting to Joy is just giving everyone, not fighting it off in just a really badass, typical cliche way of the superhero, boom, boom, boom. No, she just gives everyone something they want from their past. So gives the perfume guy the scent of his wife's perfume, gives the BDSM guy, like whatever he wanted, like more BDSM, and then keeps going. And then that's how she gets the Joy. Man, I'm talking too much about this. You know how much I love this movie so much.
Hey, last episode was me talk about my books. This is you talk about your movie, man.
This is my time to shine.
Yeah, it's your time to shine.
It's the fanny pack scene. Just the first time we see the powers done, where he has to eat the chapstick and then uses the fanny pack to kick ass. And don't even get me started about the Chekhov's gun.
Yeah,
we got Chekhov's butt plug because we saw the butt plugs, which were trophies.
Awards, yeah.
They were awards. They turn out to be the way that you had to verse jump, and they had to literally just penetrate themselves to. Sorry, this is a graphic movie, so I'll give a warning at the beginning of this video. But they had to do that in order to get power so they could fight, and it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Then you have hot dog fingers, and then the rocks over there, and oh my god, how could I forget the Ratatouille? The raccoon.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? And then that even means something at the end of the story, as in, it's not just the rat moving you, but you can also move the rat. It's like, you could use together for the teamwork. And then, it's so great. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I did like it. Like, it again, I only sound negative because I'm in comparison to you.
Right, you still liked it.
I really liked it. Yeah. Like, it was a very enjoyable movie. Like, it was filmed well. I really liked Joy. The daughter was more.
Joy is the daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Evelyn's the mother.
Evelyn. So I really liked Evelyn. Joy is fine for her role. She isn't really like dove into too much. She's more of like just the antagonist turned, I don't know how to put it, but her character hasn't gone into too much, I guess, but till like the very end.
It's a suicidal story about her. She's depressed for most of the movie.
Yeah,
So
so fair enough. But I really liked Evelyn.
I think that's impactful. But yes, Evelyn's fantastic. And I also really like how they incorporated Mandarin, Cantonese, and English in the beginning especially. And then over time throughout the movie, when they could verse jump and learn more of themselves, they became more fluent in English.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch. And also the way they did portray Mandarin, Cantonese, they mixed their language and English together is exactly how my nani nono. That's exactly how they talk at home. So they're immigrants
Italian,
from Italy.
Yeah.
They don't speak Mandarin, but
I
we're talking.
just want to clarify.
They they mix Italian and English just like that, so it was really authentic too. So you could tell just the work that went into this movie, the detail. Like this movie was also written a while ago, so they had this in the works since I'm gonna be wrong with this, but probably 2011, something like that.
Well, I imagine this movie's probably going to win quite a few Oscars when it comes through.
I'm giving up on the Oscars if this doesn't win. We talked briefly about Doctor Strange, but what else do you want to add on to that of your experience with the movie?
Quick rundown of emotional impact was just I was bored at times. I was bored through most of it. Occasionally it was fun looking at some of the action. But I was uninterested in any character. I didn't care. I didn't care what happened to any of them. Then plot.
America herself was a MacGuffin. She was not interesting whatsoever.
That is one of the most uninteresting, unempathetic characters in the Marvel universe.
I feel bad.
That's hard. Marvel normally does a great job.
It's not the actress's fault. The script was terrible. Like what did they give her to do?
She's a fine actress. But they didn't give her anything. She was just, oh, I'm here, and also like I lost my parents ago. And okay, that memory scene.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so lazy. I can't think the laziest way of like, hey, look, this is
so corny.
This is the character's deepest trauma. Look, point and look of like,
oh, you're
this
so
is
right.
what the character is sad
so
about and needs to get over.
And it's because of a B. A B. I can't get over that. Seinfeld is still laughing. I swear it's Seinfeld's fault.
But yeah, so characters awful, plot.
Wait, saying characters for a second.
Care.
Wanda, I still disliked what they did, but she was the best character in the movie, I think, just because everyone else was so bad.
Fine, I guess.
I like some of her lines when she talked to Reed, and she was like, "Do you have a wife?" He said, "Yes." "Oh, good. There will be someone to raise your children." I thought that was a good line.
But her character...
That's why I didn't give dialogue a 0. I was like, oh, that was a good one. Let's give it 1. Let's give it...
she was just really disappointing because they didn't they could have set up this evil Wanda character from WandaVision where they just didn't. Like, WandaVision could have ended off of like, oh, Wanda is evil now. Like, oh my God, something's off. But they really ended it kind of milquetoast of like, she did a horrible thing, but, she fixed it. Everything's fine. She goes off and she learned a lesson. And then, oh, no, now she's evil. It felt like they were just, let's put this on a back burner and don't know where we're going to take it, but we can take it either way. And so this one, poor setup. They could have done better. I expected more with Marvel. And then...
Also, she has the Darkhold, right?
Yeah.
And the Darkhold corrupted her. Yet seeing, she goes to see her children, and then this Darkhold, it's like this mystical thing that has control over you and sways your mind, then kind of goes away once she sees one of her pairs of children in an infinite multiverse scared of her. It's like, I wasn't super convinced. I see what the story was trying to do, and the one thing I think the plot did right, one thing was they used Doctor Strange's from the other multiverse's corpse later in the movie. So at least they had a Chekhov's gun of like it wasn't completely useless. They buried him, and then it was actually important to the story. They showed the audience like, hey, remember this, but they didn't blare it out there like it's going to be used later. So at least it felt rewarding that made sense in the story. I was happy there. that's all. The good things I could say about it kind of ends there. That's just the movie. Well, we're on the same page, so we're going. Actually, I should argue it's a good movie because I gave it 0.1 higher than you. So I'm ready to roll.
Dialogue wise, I gave it a 4 because
Higher than me.
I guess like it's below average. I don't really remember too much from it. I don't think
All
it was
the
like
humor
really awful.
missed. I think all of it missed. I think I remember pity laughing at one joke just because I was like, all right, let's get this.
That's a fair point. I may need to lower the score. The fact that I didn't laugh at really any of the jokes.
No, 0. I remember audibly, literally pity laughing because it was just kind of awkward. I was like, oh, but it wasn't funny. I like regretted the laugh. I was like, oh. So I don't think there was any point where I genuinely laughed in the movie.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask, what time are we at?
Oh, God.
I want to keep this on.
Time to end. It's time
about
to
time.
end.
All right. To wrap up,
Yeah.
go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Please. Oh, no. Please watch Everything Everywhere at Once. It is a treasure. It is amazing. It is everything. Now, actually, I've recommended the movie to. I've had so many people, my family watch it. I've had several friends go out of their way to watch this movie. Everyone's come back. I've hyped it up so much. Everyone's come back and given it like a 7 or 8, and it depresses me. So go in with low expectations, please. As much as I set them high, just please watch this movie. Sorry for taking the stand there, but they have to know.
That's fine.
They have to know this is in my top 5 movies of all time. This movie
All right.
is fantastic. Okay, as you're saying.
Watch Doctor Strange if you want, I guess. I'll be honest. I'm getting a little bit marveled out. After Endgame, it just kind of went downhill. Then Spider-Man, and then everything. It's just so. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what we should talk about next. Click the like button, subscribe, bell notification, all that stuff. If you made it to the end of the video, type Doctor Strange sucks, and
Oh, admit it.
Yeah, admit it.
And if you guys like the movie, generally tell us in the comments because we're being biased. We're in a feedback loop of how much we hate this movie. So if there's something you guys saw in the movie, let us know and tell us how wrong we are.
For once, I'm actually going to be standing by his hot take on the movie sucking.
My friend's on my side for once. Wow, would you look at that?
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.